What's up guys, I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never, and welcome back to another update on Mr. Miggles. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Okay, so it's been about 1 week since I covered Mr. Miggles, and you can see that it's currently trading at a $21.9 million market cap, almost a $22 million market cap. And about an hour ago, it was just over 22 million. And in general, you can see that over the last week or so, Mr. Miggles has had a decent little bounce. You can see that it seemed to reach a bottom right here. Now, what I want to point out though is that a big reason is because the rest of the market's bouncing. You can see that Bitcoin is currently at 123,300. Ethereum is back over 4,500. And Ethereum actually reached 4,600 yet again. So we're seeing a lot of these high caps doing very well. Bitcoin's up 12.4% in the last week, Ethereum 13.3%, BNB 19.5%, Solana 15.8%. That's exactly what we've been wanting to see. However, if you look at the meme coin market, you can see that a lot of meme coins are still lagging behind. We just saw that Bitcoin and Ethereum are up double digits. Dogecoin's up right in line with those two. But for the most part, a lot of projects still are not exploding. Now, I'm not saying they're not breaking out with the market, but they're not separating. And definitely if you come over here and you look at Base Memecoin's ranked, you'll see the exact same thing. You can see that Toshi's up 13.2% in the last week. If you scroll down, you can see that Miggles is up 7% in the last week. But it's right in line with all of these projects. Doginme, 5.9%, Keycat, 8.7%. And as I always do, I point out the volume. Mr. Miggles has higher volume than Doginme and Keycat. Both of these projects are listed on Coinbase. And that's why I always talk about how if Mr. Miggles does eventually get a Coinbase listing, I think it should, in theory, outperform both of these projects. And I don't just mean from these levels, but I mean where they went from their highs. Now, is that guaranteed? No, it's not. But the fact that from a volume standpoint, traders are more interested in Miggles is crazy. You could say that I'm biased towards Mr. Miggles, and I am. It is my favorite project on Base. But objectively speaking, when you look at the volume and you look at all the fundamentals, it does seem like it could be the next choice for Coinbase. Again, that's obviously not guaranteed, but just look at the bigger picture. In my opinion, the next project to get listed would probably be between Mr. Miggles, Ski, or even Benji. Personally, I'd be shocked if it wasn't one of those three projects, but I really do think Mr. Miggles makes the most sense. You have to remember that Coinbase literally posted Mr. Miggles on National Cat Day. They didn't post Toshi, they didn't post Keycat, they didn't post one of these other cats. They posted Mr. Miggles. In my opinion, that says a lot. If you look at the Mr. Miggles X account, you can see that they currently have 69k followers. And I talk about this all the time too, but I love to see the fact that they just attend events all the time. This is absolutely 100% one of the best ways to network. Like this post right here, for example, Token 2049 Builder Showcase. And you can click on this little 5-second clip.
So this is a phrase that we commonly call state English. This is what it means.
And you can just see that Tyler's up there talking to a crowd. That is how you just continue to get your name out there. And at the end of the day, that is the most important thing in crypto. We talk about community, we talk about narrative, we talk about all these things, but the whole point of those things is to get your name out there. If there's no hype behind your project, and that goes for utility projects as well, then your project is never going to explode. Hype is what is ultimately going to lead to price action in almost all scenarios. Exceptions do not make the rule. But yeah, long story short, I still love to see what Mr. Miggles is doing. I think they're absolutely on the right path, and they are my favorite project on Base. I know that right now a lot of people would love to just see Mr. Miggles explode, but again, we are not seeing that through the Base ecosystem. You can't blame Mr. Miggles when none of these bigger projects are pumping either. Nothing has had a massive explosion. Now, I do also want to take a quick look at Bitcoin. I just want to point out that we are currently forming a bullish engulfing candle. This is the weekly time frame, and this candle actually closes in about 11 hours. If we can close a bullish engulfing candle and the highest close that we've ever had, then this could be great for the future of Bitcoin. And the whole reason we thought a pump was coming to begin with is because we were having a textbook bounce off the 21 weekly moving average. You can see that we retested this level 3 different times. We even lost the level once, but then price action still closed above it. That was a big indicator that price action was still very bullish. And again, Bitcoin has had a huge move. When you look at Ethereum, you can see that Ethereum had a textbook support and resistance flip. The range that I've had drawn for a long time held, 4,100 to 3,800. You can see that we had a textbook retest and then closed above the top trend line. And then now Ethereum also has formed a bullish engulfing candle. Similar to Bitcoin, it closes in about 11 hours. But yeah, I'm not going to go over too much technical analysis at the moment. I just want to point out that Bitcoin and Ethereum do look very good. Now, obviously a lot can change though, and you have to understand how profit rotation works. We have not seen a massive move from meme coins. You just look across the market, you're not seeing any of these projects that are up 100, 200%. The majority of them are up 10 to 20% in line with Bitcoin and Ethereum. But ultimately, that's not going to lead to a massive move. So understand profit rotation. But as always, if you guys are interested in Mr. Miggles and market updates and just getting into projects super early in general, then I always recommend you take a look at my Discord. We're in the market 7 days a week and we've been printing this entire cycle. As you guys know, some of these projects you could have turned $1,000 into over $200,000. So if this is the kind of thing that sounds interesting, you can find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. I'd love to have you guys in here with us. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are feeling about Miggles. If you enjoyed this content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.